See you when you get back. Thank you. Good morning. Well, I'll be damned, this looks familiar, don't it? Probably wondering, Hoag, what are you doing back in Ontario? Well, California was calling, so I came back. Nah.
You're crying because you didn't have your in and out.
Look at this! Service with a smile, my goodness!
I got it really on it.
Oh, man, I miss the
You got your
smell.
root beer.
Yeah, that's why I came back to California. I needed in and out. They're going to pick me up, give me in and out. We'll hang out for a little bit, and then we'll get back on the plane and go. You got a new van every time you pick me up.
That's the way I roll.
Guess so. It's not as good as I remember it. Like, it just tastes like a burger. I don't know, maybe it's because we lived here and in and out was a hype, I guess. But it's good. So the van he's rocking now is a cassette player. That's it. Surprised you have a cassette. Well, actually, I'm not surprised you have a cassette put in there, but I'm surprised it still works.
Yeah, I can hold 7 CDs too. Put in a seat.
Oh, there is a CD change?
Yeah.
Hey, fancy.
See?
Wow.
This is a luxury item. It's not a cheap car, man. I don't buy cheap.
We're already doing better than we did last week. We ain't got traffic yet, knock on wood. We're out in and out. It's a good trip so far.
Maybe next time you see this van, we'll have in Tennessee make a truck out of it.
Maybe. Make one of them redneck trucks. Alright, so I owe you all an apology. Said I was never coming back here. Said it was the last time I was walking out of this house. There were a lot of things I said. Here I am, back again. California. Well, not much has changed since we left last week. A couple more things gone, some trash gone. So, why am I back in California? That's a very good question, because I would not choose to be here, but family needs help, right? So, if you'll remember, if y'all follow the adventures, the trials and tribulations of Hoag. Thank you, Ian, for shouting out that name and giving that suggestion, because I think it's gonna stick. We tried to leave, this truck overheated and the black dually overheated. Now my father-in-law's had a nightmare troubles with the dually. It's a Ford 6.0. It's an 05. If you know anything about the Ford trucks and the 6.0 engine, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. And he seems to have one of the worst engines of the bunch. So they don't know what's going on with it. I mean, they've put in new injectors in that truck. They have put new water pump, fan clutches. They've put everything. I mean, I don't know how many turbos he's on. 3 EGR coolers, 2, 4, I don't know. Like, it's just ridiculous how much money has been put into that truck, and it still doesn't work. It went back to the shop all week. The mechanics kind of diagnosed some stuff, thought it was going to be this or this, and it wasn't that. So now they've narrowed it down to 2 things, either the injectors or the gaskets again. All of their focus and energy is on that truck right now, and they're going to try to get that thing done by tomorrow morning by 10 or 11 o'clock, he said. We have it's like one of those choose your own adventure stories, right? So I flew out this morning. Originally we were going to try to just leave if they couldn't figure out the truck. We were just going to leave today straight. As soon as I landed, we were going to drive this one out there, just tag team it all the way back so we get back. So the plan is tomorrow, wait and see what the mechanic tells us. It's either going to be a green light, like, hey, come check this thing out, come get it, and then put the trailer on it, put a load on it, and drive it around, see what happens with it if it overheats. Because it overheated just going, we weren't even at the Cajon Pass yet. And if y'all know Southern California, going from Corona just to Sierra Avenue, just past Victoria Gardens at the base of the Cajon Pass, isn't much of an elevation change, but it is a grade. And then the Cajon Pass is its own grade itself. So you have your own thing right there. So you'll know right off the bat if it's going to overheat, especially with the temperatures being as high as they are. So it's either they're going to call and say the truck's good to go. Let's try it. Let's see how it runs on a load. If it works, we're going to take off. He's going to drive that one. I'm going to drive this one. If it's no bueno and that does not work, that truck's going to stay here. The mechanic's got to figure something out with it, and we're just going to book it out of town with this, and we'll tag team it back with this one. So either way, we are leaving tomorrow afternoon, either with one truck and trailer or 2 trucks and trailers. So that's what I'm out here for. It was just to help drive this thing back. We gotta be back for 4th of July. We got family and friends coming in. It's a big holiday. Everyone looks forward to this holiday, and it's an interesting time right now too with all these COVID things, these new COVID issues. Like COVID things are spiking. But again, that's good because we're testing more, right? We're finding out more people have COVID. It's getting even wilder with the unknown, right? I mean, no matter who you are, Republican, Democrat, independent, liberal, progressive, conservative, it doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on, what team you want to be on. We're all not getting like the whole story, right? Like, doesn't it feel like that? Like, we should all at least be seeing the same thing, honest details. Like, we should all be getting the same dose of that, right? We should all be on the same team and want to be on the same team as far as health and all this stuff goes, but we're not, and that stinks. We are not being told the truth on everything, and that is super frustrating to me. That is very frustrating to me because I don't care. There's people that want to put you on teams, put you on sides. Like even my own sister, I got into it with her this morning, just a simple conversation. You know, I was bringing a point up and just asking her a question, and she gets super defensive mode, and even your own family gets defensive and puts you on a side or a team, and like gets all angry with you and just like agitated, and just, you know, like it's your family. Like y'all should be like at least cordial and be able to discuss and be like, hey, like this is what I was thinking, or this is what you were thinking. Like, at least have a conversation. But you can't even have a conversation with your family nowadays. That is what is crazy. But there's some wild stuff going on, and man, I hope we pull out of it. And that's why I'm looking forward to 4th of July and just celebrating this country and the freedoms that we still have. Because honestly, I don't know where they're going. I don't know if we're going to still have these. Who knows what's going to come? Who knows what will become of the United States of America? And that's an honest thought and feeling I have. And that's why more than ever right now, like, y'all have been following me, and I try to be as honest and upfront and genuine as I can be with everything I express and say and do, because life for me is all a learning experience, right? I don't do everything right. I'm not perfect. I don't say the right things all the time. I don't do the right things all the time. I have plenty of weaknesses. I am not afraid to point those out and mention them. Like, I own them, I accept them, I own my failures, I love my failures because I learn from my failures. But right now more than ever, we all need to be ourselves. We need to be us more than ever, and we need to not hide. We need to ask questions. We need to say when something bothers us, or say when something doesn't agree with us. We don't need to hide anymore. Like, now is not the time to hide, because we're coming to a crucial spot in the next few months with this. It is an election year, and people will do drastic things to gain power. I forget, what's Tony Montana's quote? First you get the money, then you get the power. Like, we're coming into a very important next few months, and I'm scared there's a lot of liberties at stake that we're gonna see slowly fade away. And it's because we're not sticking up for ourselves and being true to ourselves. We're not being genuine. We're kind of tweaking what we want to say just so it's proper, you know, just so and I get it. People need to do it because of jobs or family or friends, but if you're tweaking your own voice and your own message and thoughts to accommodate somebody else's, that's not right. Like, that's not good. That's not you. You're caving into somebody else. Like we need to be us more than anything right now. And I'm not saying to be, you know, I'm not saying being an obnoxious a-hole, you know, and just going out there and just, if someone disagrees with you, you know, whatever you think, like, they're wrong. But I'm saying we need to not shelter in place anymore with our thoughts and our feelings and our opinions because of others. And there's a lot of that going on. And right now, there are many that stay silent, and silent for a reason, and I get it and I respect it. But we kind of need to turn up the volume a little bit. Like, and it needs to be turned up on both sides. I don't care what side you're on, what team you're on. Like, this is just a human thing. Like, this is just a us as, like, communication thing as humans. Like, we need to turn the communication dial up a little bit, right? We need to have more conversation. Dude, and one of the biggest things is we have got to get away from emotional media. Like, emotional media has got to stop. Like, doing things for clicks, doing things for attention, for comments, like all that stuff, it's got to stop. Like, you just have to, if you're gonna post, just post to be you. Like, quit doing this emotional stuff and trying to be the flavor of the week. Because we never make good decisions when we're emotional. When we're mad, when we're sad, you know, when you're happy, you'll overdo things. Like, it never works. Our emotions never work when it comes to decision making. So that's one of the worst things that we could do. And that's exactly what social and mainstream media do, is they just target us and our emotions. That's what they want. That's where they make their money. That's where they get their clicks. That's where everything comes from for them. So they target our emotions, and they want us fighting. They want us targeting each other. They want us arguing with each other. Like, they want the drama. That's what works for them, and that's what makes them money. That's why you see it everywhere, and it's gone from social media to mainstream. It's all over the place. We can't get away from it. And it stinks because we are dehumanizing society, because in-person conversations don't happen anymore. Everything is through a text or a tweet or a comment. Like, you know, there is no conversation. If you actually had the person-to-person conversation, you can actually take a second to understand that person, right? Understand their thoughts, understand their opinion, where they're coming from, why they think that way. But instead, a tweet is fired off or text is fired off to get your statement across, and then you move on to the next one. You get all enraged, and this little fuel, you know, fuels your fire. But nobody will have an in-person conversation. You notice that the loudest people on the internet are the ones that you'll never see in public talking to people. But they'll have plenty to say on Facebook. They'll tell you everything. They'll tell you all about their movement that they're for and everything else. But you'll never see them posting a video. Video is the next step above text, right? It's way up there, actually. Even like with the Zoom meetings and stuff, like, you think about an email that you get at work or a text you get from someone, and you take it out of context just because it may not be worded the right way or just a little differently. And you take it completely out of context because you don't see the body. You don't see the body emotions and stuff. And that's why I love YouTube, right? Posting these videos, like, y'all kind of get to see my body emotion, whatever I'm doing with my hand here, right? Like, you get to see that, and that makes a difference. That makes a difference. Whereas if I was just writing stuff out, you're going to kind of form your own opinion and thought, and maybe possibly thinking what my body's doing, and you know, what I was trying to get across when I said that. So that's why I love video. That's why I love this channel, because I've had great conversations with people on this channel. People will watch this video, they'll get my thoughts, my perspectives, my ideas, they'll message me on Instagram or even in the comments, and then we'll have a little bit of a further discussion, you know, and I have no problem, like, if they address something where, like, hey, like, you looked kind of upset about this, or maybe you had maybe I had something wrong. Like, I have no problem admitting I was wrong and taking that conversation a step further. Like, I love that. It's fantastic. I wish more of it would happen. And that's why I love this channel, because everybody on here, like, my channel community, I love, because y'all always have great comments, and there may be times where you don't agree, and you'll just mention it. You'll be like, hey, you know, you'll shoot like a quick comment, you know, and I'll reply to it, you know, and say, that's right. Like, I totally understand where you're coming from. And that's how it moves forward. That's how conversation moves forward. That's how we as a society move forward, right? We have to have the in-person conversation, and it is dying. Like, that is dying off. And I don't like this. I don't like, you know, pretending I'm trying to be on a soapbox and I get off on these tangents and stuff, but it's just, with all this coronavirus stuff going on right now, and just everything being so wishy-washy, and it's black, it's white, it's gray, oh wait, no, it's purple, wear a mask, don't wear a mask, like I'm so frustrated, because there's so much, and I feel like we can't trust anything, right? Like, where's the government at just telling us to, like, exercise, eat healthy, and take vitamins? Like, where is that at? Like, why aren't they promoting that when we know one of the best things you could do is take care of your body when it comes to this thing, right? Nobody is promoting that, but everyone's quick to promote a mask. Like, that's all they want to talk about is the mask and keeping your 6 feet. You know, it's not going to go more than 6 feet. It's going to stop right there, right at 6'1". You're good to go. But nope, no one's saying, like, hey, we should be taking more vitamins. Hey, we should be eating more leafy greens right now, more fruit. Hey, you really want to protect yourself against coronavirus? Go for a walk, a 10-minute walk a day, a 30-minute walk a day, just something, right? All right, it just frustrates me. So to get off this tangent, I'm sorry, like, I hate when I do this, but it's just, sometimes thoughts just get going, and I feel like I need to say it because it's therapy. That's why I love this channel, because it's like therapy for me. So I mean, I respect and appreciate anybody that comments back and tells me something otherwise. Maybe I'm seeing something wrong, I don't know. But that's why I appreciate y'all. Back in California, hoping we get out of here tomorrow. Man, I hope we get out of here tomorrow. Like, for real, right? Like, I walked out of that door a week ago, and I told y'all, this is the last time I'm gonna walk out of this door. And it was all sad and emotional, and I lied to you guys. I'm so sorry. Like, I feel bad about it. Like, here I am again. Like, it just sucks you right back in. Just back in California. All right, what should we do for dinner? Miguel's? Might as well do Miguel's while we're here. Go out with a bang, right? At least a little sliver of why we enjoy California. Stay safe, wash your hands, and just be a good person. Just be a good person.